From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. My name is Evelyn Ledbetter. I'm your host, and my guests today are Dustin Seifert and also Audra Bagwell. So welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. Dustin, you're actually the chair of the Department of Music. And tell me what all else. You have several titles that go along with that.
I direct the band program. I teach tuba and euphonium. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes, I do. The lowest of the brass instruments are my domain, so
Okay.
I handle that. Teach methods classes, conducting, and try to administer the department.
You try to herd the cats?
I do my best.
And Audra, tell us about you.
So I am a English master's student, starting my thesis this semester, and I participate in the band program I have all through undergrad, and now through my master's, almost all the way through.
Well, great. So we had something special. I mean, you guys, right?
We got it done.
You got it done. So there was a competition.
Right.
I'm going to let you tell. You're very well versed in this, so I was so
There
excited.
was a competition that was launched by Metallica in April, I believe, is what I've read. I was not aware that the contest existed until early June. As soon as I received the message, I contacted student leaders and asked them if this would be something they would be interested in. Well, it turns out there are a lot of Metallica fans on college campuses these days, so they were very quick to embrace that. I did not select any of the repertoire that we performed. I allowed the Greyhound Sound to select the music during band camp. So they selected the 4 works that were performed, titles, and the order that they appeared in the program. And I think that whole process really set up a great collaborative marching season where students took ownership for the product and were very engaged in ensuring that it was of high quality.
Sure. Did you have a piece in that?
I did, yes.
So were some of the selections that were performed?
Yeah. So what happened was it was in the very beginning of band camp, and we were in a rehearsal, and I mean all of the professors left the room and said to pick what pieces we wanted to be on the program. So we all hashed it out and we picked all four of the pieces.
Did you ever imagine that a Metallica song could get changed into a band performance?
Yes.
That was a long stretch back in the 80s when they kind of came about. I mean, they would have never probably wanted their music to be performed by a band.
Could be.
But how fun.
Yeah, they've
that you
changed
can
their
show.
tune. And that's what I've noticed, since being announced as a winner. First of all, we saw Eastern New Mexico University on ESPN.
Oh, is that not cool?
We're mentioned in Rolling Stone magazine. I don't think this has ever happened before. So what you get with the music of Metallica is you get this broad cultural appeal. People that love marching bands are excited that a marching band is being featured playing the Metallica music. And just general fans of Metallica are introduced to the great things that are happening in college marching bands across the nation. And the high school groups, too. There were many high school bands.
Well, they were probably listening to their parents jamming out to it.
It's true.
When they were growing up. So
very true.
Is that kind of how you were
introduced to it?
Absolutely.
I listened to Metallica on the radio with my dad all the time when I was a kid.
And I guess they were referred to as thrash, like a thrash band. And I'm not even familiar with what that is, but very heavy metal.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Well, you mentioned Alan Crawford earlier. He'd be the one to ask. I think he knows this stuff. Not only did he and the students do a great job of producing the video that we submitted for the victory, but he's a real fan of rock music. I bet he can tell you.
I'm pretty sure he's been to some Metallica concerts.
I bet he has.
Any chance they'll come and present the award?
Wouldn't that be nice? You never know.
Yeah. Did we get a ticket?
Portales is on the way to everywhere, right?
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we may see them, in fact. You never know. But that has not been promised.
No.
But we can hope.
Well, and so actually it was divided down the competition, high school, and then a Division I school, right?
Correct.
And then Division II and III.
That's right.
Is that the three?
That
levels?
those were the 3 classifications within that high school. I think you had small, medium, and large in terms of band size and enrollment. And then the colleges, as you stated, Auburn University, one Division I, and then Eastern at Division II and III.
What do you think set the competition out to be the winner for Eastern?
I like to think that it was our traditional programming. We had a nice variety.
Right.
We had, sort of as I teach the students to program classical concerts, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. We had Fade to Black, which was a ballad. So there were variances not only in melodic and harmonic material, but in the style of the music. Fade to Black is a ballad. The other tunes are very high energy. We had this feature of the soloist feature at the beginning on For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Right, Nacho Perez, right?
Right.
And I mean, that's very original and unique in a band performance.
Right.
And loved it.
You hear a nice difference between one performer and multiple performers. So I think that there was a lot of variation, and that helped us.
Sure.
Plus, we played the entire tune, which I would assume that they liked the fact that we were playing full arrangements.
I have to be honest, I went to I enjoy the football game, and of course it was against our arch rival, which we won, by the way. But
We did.
we had to mention that we beat, West Texas A&M, so
Yes.
not that we're bragging or anything.
No.
I mean, I am an alum, so, it's my job here.
That's
But I
good.
literally went to that game to watch you guys.
Well, thank you.
So we actually are going to play that performance.
Excellent.
So let's do that and let all of our viewers get to see all your hard work, and we'll come back and talk a little more.
Very cool.
For today's Wagon Wheel Rivalry halftime entertainment, the Greyhound Sound Marching Band presents the music of Metallica. Showcasing Thrill, written by alumnus Samuel Villarreal. Opening sequence and bass solo by Nacho Perez. And dance by Emmy Scatino. Drum major Diego Maraz. Leads are For Whom the Band Tolls production. Released on March 3rd, 1986, Master of Puppets is the third studio album by Metallica. This title track was also featured in the 4th season finale of the Netflix series Stranger Things. featuring tenor saxophone soloist Francisco Rodriguez Bryant and Landon Jordan on trumpet. The Greyhound Sound continues with a tune that was the band's first power ballad. Released in 1984, we hope you enjoy Fade to Black. Premiered just 323 days ago on December 16th, 2022. Our next selection translates from Latin to English as Eternal Light. Here's Lux Eterna. Greyhound Sound closes its For Whom the Band Tolls production with Metallica's traditional closer, Enter Sandman.
I never get tired of watching that, and I've listened to it multiple times. You
It's
guys
got a
did.
lot of energy.
It does.
You like the announcer too, don't you?
I particularly like
Yeah,
the
those
announcer.
announcements were well timed.
They were, and the voice and everything. I thought that
Good.
guy's a professional.
I used to practice that in the living room at home as a child.
Do you see the reflection of that guy in the mirror on occasion?
Yes. And I really enjoyed announcing. I remember announcing NBA starting lineups, especially that of the Los Angeles Lakers in the late 80s.
Well,
and
you've
that
got the good
was
voice.
prime time, you know.
and then you took a different path.
I took a different path.
So tell me about the prep that
Mhm.
goes into something like this.
Yeah, it's interesting to people, I think, that the Greyhound Sound really does not rehearse that much. We rehearse 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It is during the hot part of the day, as you mentioned, 12:10 to 1:50.
Right.
So if I calculate that correctly, that's 4.5 hours of rehearsal a week. There are some bands that rehearse that much per day. So really, in terms of the amount of time we require the students to be present and together, it's fairly low, but it's well structured, so they know what to expect. We have a template that we use in each rehearsal, meaning a certain amount of time is allotted to a certain activity. So if the section leaders, like Audra,
Okay.
manage their time well, we can really accomplish a lot together through the rehearsal.
And then, of course, I'm guessing students do a lot of practicing on their own, or
They
hopefully
do.
they do.
They do.
They have to
Yeah.
be at your level of quality of
Yeah.
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah. The drumline, we scheduled extra rehearsals outside of normal rehearsal time. Specifically, once we knew that this was a competition, we wanted to devote the extra time to make sure that we really had everything down.
Well, it obviously worked.
Mhm.
And so the songs, let's see, Master of Puppets,
Mhm.
Fade to Black,
Mhm.
Yes.
For Whom the Bells Toll,
Mhm.
which is really cool with the play on For
Right,
Whom the Band
Right.
Right.
tolls for the competition. And then what was the fourth? Do you
We played Lux Eterna and closed with Enter Sandman. So we had that nice balance of tunes that are still popular, but
Mhm.
were premiered early in the band's existence. And then Lux Eterna was just premiered in late 2022, so it was still very new. It interests me too, you know, if it were a new piece of classical music, it would take years for it to come into the mainstream. But
Sure.
since it was Metallica, it took one performance and it was being played all over the world. But that was very new. And now, of course, they have another album that they've released.
Well, I actually read when I was prepping for this show that they actually did some performances with, I believe, the San Francisco Symphony, I believe.
That's right.
So that's interesting that they had veered when they played here at Eastern, and you actually gave the date August 27th, but not quite sure on the year, somewhere late 80s.
Mid 80s, I'd say,
Yeah.
86, 87.
And they were actually at Eastern. How
Yes,
cool is that?
very cool.
So
And documented in our yearbook.
that's true. That's true.
We just need to find which year.
Which year they were actually here.
Right.
If somebody has a ticket stub out there, we'll give us a call, and then we'll you know.
That'd be a prime piece of memorabilia.
So originally it was by vote, right? People watched the performance, and I texted in, and that's
Now,
how
that
I
was
voted.
for the fan favorite,
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
which Auburn University ended up winning. And
Okay.
it was fan favorite across all of those classifications we discussed earlier. What happened with our video, it was submitted to the organization running the event, and then all of the videos were adjudicated by a group of professional band adjudicators. So these are professionals in my field, in our field. They narrowed the list down to the 5 finalists in each classification.
I'm glad I asked that question because I
Yes.
did not know. I thought that was all by vote.
And then Metallica
Was the
selected the
final.
winner. So the fan favorite was straight popular vote by people watching the videos online. There was an adjudicated component to the competition.
Well, you need the technical aspects of somebody that understands
Right.
the quality of it, not just
Correct.
the overall visual, because others with drones and at night and not, it was much different than the actual football game and the performance.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Which I remember reading it should be recorded at your team's rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
And that the performance should be live. So, the
the
band may
check
have
marks.
liked that we checked every box
Well, you
on
did what
their
they asked.
competition form. That's right.
You did what they. I think we should have a tag on that wagon wheel that says that we won.
We should.
That we brought back from WT. Well, we
and
actually
I
had it.
think the Greyhounds would enjoy that.
I think so.
Coach Lee would be supportive.
He might be right. That was a pretty cool deal. So, what was the winnings? What was the prize?
The prize for our division was $40,000 in equipment. I just received the email today about how we procure that equipment, and it looks like Christmas in January.
But 40,000 doesn't go that far with band equipment.
It
But
does not go that far, but it will
it
make
will.
a difference,
Sure.
and people will be able to see the outcome of the work of the students this year. And that's really how I spun it to the students. It's
Well-
more of a service learning opportunity.
Well, and then the cool thing, the equipment that gets replaced can be passed on to an area high school or something like
It
that
can
as well,
indeed, and will
continue
be.
on.
Yes.
So that's exciting. It's not only helping you and your band, but also help future
That's right.
Eastern band people.
Yes. We
So-
hope so.
So the best part of all of this, Audra, for you, what was the best part of this experience?
Oh gosh. I would probably say being able to work with the other students, especially because the drumline had a lot of freshmen this year, and I think that being able to work as a team, even across the whole band,
Mhm.
work as a team to work towards this goal and to have achieved that win, I think that everyone will come back very energized and,
Sure.
and excited for the next season.
That's cool. And something to work together and pull together. And when you're
Yes.
competing on something,
Yes,
it's
yeah,
not just a performance. We like to win.
yeah, because
Or I do.
we don't usually compete. So.
hmm
Oh, well, I'm just so excited for you guys. And Dustin, just real quick, what was your best part of this?
Everything that Audra said, but
Mhm.
it allowed us to continue down this path that we've been on since the pandemic, which is really allowing the students to take ownership of what's happening. I'm a little old school, and all band directors are control freaks by nature. You have to
You
be,
have to be.
because there are a lot of details to control. It was nice to be able to turn some of the responsibility over, more so to the student leaders than in the past.
Well, you're seeing the fruition of students that you've taught
Right.
watch them step into a leadership role
Right.
and say, you know what, I had a piece of that.
Right.
That's exciting.
Lastly, and most importantly, I think, is it brings due recognition to the great students of Eastern New Mexico who do
Well.
not get the type of publicity that students at very large schools.
Sure.
And
Well, and
there
what
are great things happening here.
and all the things that you talked about of the publicity, it brings great things to the music department here, and hopefully
Right.
bring in students in the future semesters to say, I want to be a part of that.
We hope so. Metallica fans can attend concert band concerts.
That's
too.
true.
Yes.
That's true. If you love music, I think you probably appreciate pieces of all of it. So,
Absolutely.
well, a huge congratulations
Thank you.
Thank
to you
you.
and your whole band. That was
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you very
So,
much.
Thank you for both being here. I appreciate it very much.
You bet.
And to all of you out there, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Cheers.